next question, I feel like, we kind of tackled it a little bit, sprinkled throughout the conversation, but people did want to know, what are some simple steps that viewers can take in their daily lives to improve their cardiometabolic health? So really, I think focusing on the lifestyle factors.
Yeah. I'll tell you how I've approached it, and it's worked for the most part. And I've had my, own ups and downs and have to figure out, okay, how to deal with it. But what I would say is when it comes to lifestyle changes, the best approach is do what you can, when you can, where you can. So get away from this all or none approach. I used to be that. Either I'm going for a 5-mile jog, or I just, oh gosh, there was no time, and then there's nothing. Like I've not done anything, right? Instead, what if I have 30 minutes in the morning and maybe I get a couple of miles in, or I do something else, and then maybe find another 15 minutes later on, right? Getting away from same goes for food. Either super healthy all 3 meals, or like you're binge eating and eating the wrong stuff. No, there's no need to do that. Let's find a happy medium. When it comes to eating, if you eat right 85% of the time, that's fantastic. That's hard enough, and that's fantastic. I'm sure, Michelle, you are probably much more equipped to talk about that than I. But simple, small changes that are doable, that are achievable. And then when I instead of just big milestones, I also like to do mini micro milestones. So it's not just 5 pounds down or 10 pounds down or X number down by X percentage. It's the smaller milestones to me that matter a lot. And I would say observe not just what it does to the weight scale and the blood pressure cuff. I mean, maybe for some time you have to actually set that weight scale aside, but more importantly, observe what it does to you as a person. How do you feel? You were going there, right? And so how do you feel? Are you more energetic? Are you able to spend more time outdoors? Are you able to play? Are you able to, hike a trail without any difficulty, right? Observe what it does and let it sink in. And then use that to now take that very next step. And so kind of build on successes is how I look at it, and reward yourself with, maybe it's a beautiful experience. Maybe you go to a concert. That's what I do. So I'm really telling you my life story, right? But don't punish. Don't punish yourself. I mean, I go off, like I travel or something happens. And, even if one goes off a path, you can always come right back, but don't beat yourself up over it. So it's a very simple, realistic approach to lifestyle modification, as opposed to here's how you should do it. There's no should. It's more about realizing what works for you, what you're comfortable with, where you start to see the changes, and what those changes make you feel, and start to build on that. Michelle, I'm sure you have stories to tell here.
Well, you are nailing a lot of the things that I go over with members. The first thing that you said is 85% eating healthy. I mean, that's most of the time you are eating healthy. And there's so many times it's the T word. Someone will say, well, Coach Michelle, or it's not a treat to them. They'll say, I cheated. And I'm like, what do you mean? How'd you cheat? And they're like, oh, well, I had an ice cream after dinner. And I go, okay, when's the last time you had ice cream? Oh, not, last week, but I cheated and I shouldn't have. One ice cream in a week after this person, in the example that I'm using, ate pretty healthy the entire day. So what I work with people is, like you said, if you beat yourself up, that starts to segue you into that all or nothing mindset. I have to do good all the time, and that one little ice cream I had derailed me, and now I'm going to eat this way for a few days, right? So trying to, instead of saying that I've cheated, I've been bad, that's an exhausting mentality to have with your health, right? So I treated myself. I had the ice cream. I acknowledge the fact that I had the ice cream. Tomorrow, I'm going to start my day over again. There's so many times that there's just like this negativity. Someone goes on vacation and they said that they ate at the buffet. Well, yeah, you were on vacation. There's a big difference, unless I work with a lot of members who travel for work, right? So there's exceptions. It's got to be individualized yet again. But what you said also, mini goals. That is my philosophy with coaching. If someone says my overall goal is to lose 50 pounds. Okay, well, that doesn't just happen, right? So what are the small realistic changes that we can make, right? If you don't have 45 minutes to go outside and come back all sweaty because you got to start your day, but you have 10 minutes and your lunch break at work, let's use those 10 minutes. All right, so you nailed it, Vidya. It's looking at small realistic changes that set you up down the road towards the goal that you want to get to.